Hi everyone, and welcome again to this YouTube series dedicated to your success as an undergraduate student at PAU University and beyond. My name is Melisse, and I'm the Undergraduate Academic Mentor this year, where I act as a multi-subject tutor in statistics and writing. I'm a general academic resource for the undergraduate community here at PAU. I hope that these videos can teach you the skills that you need to navigate your undergraduate academic and personal life more successfully. Welcome to the start of the spring quarter. I hope that you're starting to enjoy some well-deserved sunlight and time outside in nature. Today I'm going to talk about reading and writing psychology articles. Something that comes up quite a bit during my office hours with students is improving their ability to read and digest information from psychology articles, as well as some advice for how to write psychology papers for their classes. So this video will show you how to read and write psychology papers for your classes. First tip for reading a scientific paper in psychology is to familiarize yourself with structure. First, understand the structure of a scientific article. Each article often follows an IMRAD format: the title, abstract, introduction, methods, results and analysis, and discussion. Number 2, focus on relevant information and skim when necessary. Once you are more experienced with reading articles, it is helpful to skim over information that is not as relevant to your assignment's requirements. For example, if your paper focuses on the significance of results, then it is helpful to do a deep dive into the introduction and discussion sections. If your paper is focused on methodology and standards procedures used, then it is helpful to read the methods and analysis section in more depth. Number 3. Know which key concepts to highlight while reading. Third, knowing which key concepts to highlight based on assignment requirements will be helpful in retaining information from the article. It may be a chore at first when you're learning how to know which key concepts to highlight, but over time you will learn which information you tend to use in assignments and which ones were not as critical to your understanding. Lastly, explaining the gist of the article can help you identify which aspects of the article are most interesting or memorable to you. Also, it can help your understanding if you're able to explain what the article is about to others. Once you've read a lot of academic articles in psychology, you will often be asked in your classes to write an academic paper. Tips for writing a successful academic paper in psychology follow the same guidelines as the one we just covered for reading them. First, get the structure of your paper down by using an outline and listing the main points to fulfill the content required for your assignment. For example, the introduction usually requires a literature review, so make sure you have enough articles related to your topic so that you can do an overall synthesis of current research findings to present to your reader. Second, it can also be very helpful to do a brainstorm of your ideas so that no concept is left out. This way, you'll have all the possible threads that you could be writing about at the start of the writing process. Then, use the outline that you created to hone in on the focus as you continue to work on this paper. Third, write this paper in chunks according to a schedule in order to decrease feelings of overwhelm and procrastination with writing a paper. For example, you can start on the introduction one day and then the methods section the next day until you complete the paper to submit on the due date or the day before. It is helpful to write the abstract last because then you'll have a rough draft of the entire paper before summarizing what you actually wrote. Lastly, leave the rough draft for a day or so before coming back to revise it. Make sure you have time to review and revise your paper. If your professor has a rubric to grade your paper, it will be useful to mock grade it to identify areas that you need to improve on before submitting it. So the idea is definitely to proofread and proofread. You can ask a friend, classmate, or me during office hours in order to read and review your paper. Reading and writing papers in psychology can be daunting, especially if it is your first time and you want to do well on them. It is important to understand the structure of these papers because knowing the structure and the content in them will help you know which parts aid you in understanding. Also, as you can see, these reading skills will transfer to your writing skills because you have a greater concept of what psychology papers look like in general. If you'd like to learn more about reading and writing in psychology or other general academic tips, please go ahead and contact me at mliwug@paloaltou.edu or visit me during my office hours. Let me know what other types of videos you'd like to see next by sending me an email. Thank you, and see you very soon.